Watch the backer, watch the backer. Three.
On the ground, this is Derrick Henry. And right away, they're going to stack him up right at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the game's first play. And it's second down now. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, third down.
It's a lot of contact going on there, and in the end, unable to keep two hands on the football and bring it into his body.
Everything looked pretty good until the finish. So now an early 3rd and 10 here on their opening drive. Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. Complete. It's Henry. It's a gain of 5, and that's going to bring up a 4th down.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
At the 45-yard line.
Ready? Wait. Black, can you get that? Black 54. He don't know no better.
Now a former 4th-round pick, it's Kalen Ballage. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46.
Part of the thinking when you bring in extra tight ends, you're hoping that each of your guys gets those one-on-one blocks and creates a crease for your runner. You know what the converse is, though? You've got to win those one-on-one blocks, and when you don't, that's the result you end up with.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
Kill. Turn up. Kill.
From the shotgun, it's Winston. That's caught by his big tight end, Mike Gesicki. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A gain there of 21 yards. Winston now to throw on 1st down.
I do believe we'll see a little bit more of this as this game progresses, because when you can have that type of a gain in the middle of the defense, it hurts them in so many ways, because most teams like to be strong down the middle. And if you can sting them there, that'll open things up for you on the outside as well.
But that's where he, their big tight end, is so good, that middle third, the seam routes, the in routes. Yeah, you're right. Probably see more of that.
Yeah, it takes a lot of courage and fortitude to go in the middle as well. And he's got it.
Looks for Parker, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 15. And he's going to return it to the 21-yard line. He was looking for Parker that time.
Well, this is a defense that can confuse even the best of quarterbacks with their zone schemes. And here you've got a linebacker that's going to stay at home and just sit down in that zone. And this one basically comes right to him.
Mariota and the Titans break the huddle, 1st and 10 at their own 21. They'll start on the ground. It's Derrick Henry. And he's upended after a gain of 4 up to the 25-yard line.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
Watch the shift. 66. Blow it high.
Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option.
2 sacks last week, another one right here. He's been unblockable lately, and I think that goes all the way back to not just his offseason, but the film study he's been doing during the week, because I think he's found matchups that he likes, and he's capitalizing.
A few times he's even defeated double, and he fires one that's intercepted. Picked up by Xavier Howard.
And, Brandon, this is a real nice job defensively of getting inside a quarterback's head and figuring out, okay, where's he going with the football? because you can make an educated guess defensively. Not all the time, but sometimes. And when you're right, you've got a decent chance of coming away with the football.
A first carry for Kenyon Drake. He's got a first down and more inside the 30. And down to the 16-yard line. A big chunk on the ground there, 27 yards. Got to give a nod of appreciation to some of those guys up front over on that left side. Several key blocks sprung him.
No appreciation for the guys from the backside that didn't allow any leakage and anybody to run him down.
And he will take it in for a Dolphins touchdown. Devontae Parker with touchdown number 7 on the year, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Extra point up and good by Sanders, and that makes the score 7-0. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This is fielded at the goal line. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards, as he'll get this only back to the 20. Tennessee offense about set and ready to go. And to be frank, they're just in a tough spot. It's only November, already eliminated from playoff contention. I know their fan base doesn't want to hear that, but that's the case. What are they fighting for now going forward?
You know exactly what they're fighting for. Is that word that some people don't want to hear, but it's pride.
Draft. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was going to go draft, but pride's better, right?
Well, you know something? You're right, because that's part of it, but that's two different mindsets. That's front office mindset, draft position. Where are we going to be and what do we need to get? And then the players and the coaching staff right now, pride. Can they win some games and feel better about themselves despite the fact they have no shot at the playoffs?
Now this one complete to Corey Davis. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. 39 yards the distance covered on the catch and run.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great. And what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big game. A first down carry for Henry. They'll wind up getting 4 down to the 36.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half, maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
And he's going to get this inside the 30. It's a first down on a gain of 10.
I remember watching Derrick Henry come out of Alabama and sitting with some scouts, and one of the debate points with him was, while at Bama, how often did he have to deal with contact near the line of scrimmage? They were so good up front that he often got to the second level pretty easily. I think he's starting to answer those questions with runs like that. He's a physical guy.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10. Mariota hands to Henry. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. The second down play, not much better than the first. Just a gain of 1 there. Pretty good little two-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or two because you want to try and defend on 3rd down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
Here we go, D. Hey, it's just me and you. It's just me and you. It's just me and you.
On 3rd down, Mariota. The Dolphins get there this time, and they bring him down. Stephen Weatherly able to get him down for a loss of 11. And it brings up 4th down. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. And this one is right down Broadway. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. These kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration. Now, seemingly automatic.
Yeah, isn't it funny when we prepare for a game, when you look at the backgrounds of these kickers, it's interesting, isn't it, to find out they were all-state quarterbacks, receivers, defensive backs, all-state wrestlers, right? Baseball players. We're finding athletes all along, and now they're just specialists putting it through the posts.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And it's only November, but the playoffs, we know how it works. They'll be here before you know it. If it ended today, they would be the #1 seed.
And that's a great spot to be in, but I love the phrase, if it ended today. And I'll guarantee you, that's what they've discussed in their locker room, in their meeting rooms. Yeah, we know where we'd be if it ended today, but we also know it's not ending today.
Right.
So they've got to continue to play the type of ball that put them in the spot where they're #1 in their conference.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
6-man. Check it out, read. 49. Sonny. Check 49. Flip it.
They just do get the play off. Now Winston. He's going to float this one deep right into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by the USC man, Adoree Jackson. That pick, his 9th on the season.
Remember when we were kids and you were playing Little League Baseball? And they penciled you in the 9 spot in the order. That wasn't so good, was it?
Were you in the 9 hole?
Or you played the 9 position, right field. That wasn't so great.
That wasn't. You're picking dandelions out
exactly.
there. But the 9 picks.
9 picks. You want that in a big way. That's a great season.
Heck of it. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Raekwon McMillan able to get him for a loss of about 3.
No doubt that's a very good play defensively right there, because you've always got to be aware that he can take off and make a big play with his legs. How about the way they were able to contain him? That also tells me the coverage was excellent downfield.
Mike, 55. Check, 55, Mike. Watch the screen.
Another try after the first down sack. Mariota. And he hits the running back, Dion Lewis. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. A gain of 13. It's a first down.
First and 10 at the 33-yard line.
Now a carry for the shifty Dion Lewis. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. The penalty moves him into the red zone here on 1st and 10.
80 weapons. Mike 55. 3. Charlie. 55.
Working out of the gun, Mariota. Under pressure, and he'll go down. Sacked back at the 31. The sack comes from Anthony Hitchens. They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. Mariota on target there to Humphries. And he coughed it up. And this is picked up by the Dolphins.
We have seen this before, and we know coaches preach about this and work on it all the time. Catch the ball. You know there's going to be some traffic somewhere. They've got to put it away and secure it as they try and get downfield.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. But what do you think? You get the ball off the turnover near the middle of the field. You take a shot here in the first play?
You know I'm big on that. I love when I have great field position. After a turnover, I feel like I might have them a little bit off balance. I prefer to take a shot, but a lot of coaches will tell you only do it if you trust the guy who's got the football in his hands. Meaning, if it's not there, he won't force it downfield and maybe turn into an interception. He'll go to the check down, go to a second option, and go ahead and take the play that's in front of him.
Bringing him down defensively, Jayon Brown.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. He'll take that anytime you hand the ball to a back.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game.
Hey, stop.
Running from the shotgun with Dre. And a nice move will yield nothing as he's stopped behind the line. It's a loss of a full 3 yards, and it brings up 4th down. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. They'll score that a 36-yard punt, and it'll be Titan football. The Titans offense set to begin the drive. And last time the turnover on the fumble, and they were in enemy territory, so that had to be very frustrating. Down on the scoreboard here, can't do it again.
You nailed every part of what was frustrating. Down on the scoreboard, had a drive going, had pushed it past the 50-yard line, so they thought they were in striking distance, and to come away with nothing, not a good feeling at all, to put it mildly. Now they can't afford to do that again.
Yeah, now can they get that bad taste out of their mouth here?
It's going to be a long day, offense. It's going to be a long day. Check safety, check safety.
From the 22, Mariota. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. So now a fresh set of downs, 1st and 10 after roughing the passer. Now a give, right side. Dobbins. He's got a first down and then some at midfield. And finally brought down at the 43. That burst good for 20 and a first down.
A good run there off right tackle in an old school NFL football. The right side, the offensive line, often known as the nasty side. The left side, usually the technical side. Kind of reminds me of the old Atlanta Falcons 2009, 2010. That's how they constructed their offensive line.
A running play on first down, and it turns into a fight just to get back to the line of scrimmage. Devon Godchaux up to make the tackle.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. They'll try to throw now. Mariota. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down.
That would have been a great catch, but it's real difficult to hold on to it because it was contested all the way. Would have been a great play if he'd been able to haul that one in.
They had the incomplete pass on 2nd down. Now they need a big play here, 3rd and 10. From the gun, Mariota. And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe. How about the safety, Minka Fitzpatrick, swooping in for the sack. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. Here's Brett Kern now. He'll boot it away from about his 35. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket.
Come on, fellas.
Dolphins take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. You're under a minute to go here in the half. Field position not really in your favor, but still time to try and move the ball and get in field goal range.
Yeah, you got the lead. It's definitely a thought. Let's go ahead and try and increase it. But at the same time, I don't like the odds. I don't like where they are on the field. Got the lead. They've done well in the first half. Don't mess it up and go into halftime looking at each other wondering what if.
So the line of scrimmage all the way up to midfield now as they've got it 1st and 10. Winston now from the 50. And he finds Parker here, complete. Now the Dolphins will use the last of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. Jameis to throw it. Complete. This is Albert Wilson. That one a gain of 20 and a first down.
And that was a heck of a shot right there by Jameis Winston. Boy, he has a superior right arm, doesn't he? You saw him play baseball.
Yeah, he's actually a switch hitter in baseball. Outfielder, and then, of course, a very hard-throwing pitcher. That's translated well in the National Football League.
That it has. When he has to make that throw on a line, he's got plenty of arm to do it.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
Yeah, that one sailed on him. You've got to make sure you give your receiver a chance to come down inbounds because they are very gifted. They'll make the circus catches, but they make them out of bounds. That does you no good.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
29 is Mike. Mike 29.
To the air again with Winston. That's complete to his tight end, Mike Gesicki. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets this down to about the 21 or 22. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down. Jason Sanders now for the Miami field goal. It's a 39-yard attempt, right hash. The kick by Sanders is good. And they push the lead up to a touchdown now at 10-3. Still a little bit of time left here in the second quarter, but they do get 3 before the half and expand that lead.
And they have to be happy about that. And we haven't met a team yet that doesn't put an emphasis on trying to get points on the board in the last 2 minutes of a half. They'll be real excited to have those up on the board.
Tennessee offense about set and ready to go. Likely time for just one final play, and then it'll be off to the locker room to talk about how they can erase this deficit.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people look at it and go, well, maybe you take a shot here. Maybe you get some momentum going into the half. What's the flip side of that? You do something crazy, quarterback gets hit, ball comes free, and now you're down an even bigger margin. Go ahead and take this one, go to the locker room, start over.
And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. Final play of the half here, Mariota. Flush to his right, and he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of this first half of play. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, the Dolphins in front, and they'll be in possession of the football first as the second half gets started. This fielded at the 2.
The Dolphins take over 1st and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get
nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. 0 accountability, and a sack resulted.
Now this one complete downfield on the left side. And he'll be out of bounds right at the 40. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
Check, block 54, block 54. Root right.
Jameis now on first down. Oh, a scrap for the football, and he's going to come down with it. That is now 19-yard gains on back-to-back plays. On first down, Drake. And the lane closes up quickly as he'll get about 3 down to the 38. They stay on the ground with Drake. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
If they want it first, they need to get the football to the 32 here on third down. Here's Winston. Now they go screen. It's complete. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that's going to make it fourth down. And he has got it from 55 yards away. That was never in doubt. These kickers now, it's like we take them for granted. Kicks like that used to be such a big deal, and now you just expect them to make it.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and we shouldn't take them for granted, but I have a theory about it. You want to hear it?
Yep.
They are more athletic now than ever before. Talk about kickers. Trace their backgrounds, trace their histories. You'll find that they were big-time athletes all along, but their kicking was so prevalent that we made them specialists.
Well, and now those 50-plus yarders seem easy for some reason. To throw is Mariota, and Walker has it. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
On to tackle Tyrann Mathieu. Mariota now. And he's got him in, Corey Davis. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. 13 yards is the pickup for Tennessee and a first down.
First and 10.
Check 26, check off.
First down, Mariota. Dancing to his left. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack. Mariota gives to Henry. And nothing doing here as this time the run maybe gets him back to the line of scrimmage, but that's it. Nothing there, no gain, and now they're looking at a 3rd and 15. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
52's the mic. 3. Defense, keep it up, guys. 52's the mic, boy. 52. Hey, watch the screen. Watch the screen.
From the shotgun, it's Mariota. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
My, oh my, they've had some success bringing him off the edge. How about the gambling man who's the defensive coordinator? He's not just bringing pressure. He's bringing a corner to go after the quarterback.
And it's worked twice now, twice like a charm.
And not only has that worked like a charm, he's been awfully disruptive in his usual role covering receivers. Now he's rushing the passer as well.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. A Miami first down, that one going for a gain of 11. On play action, Winston. And he slings one that's incomplete. Devontae Parker, the intended receiver. That'll bring up 2nd down. By the way, I got to apologize because I just realized for about the last 4 or 5 plays I'm eking over in your territory up here in the booth. My bad. I'm going to get back over to my spot.
Yeah, we're not talking about our on-air commentary. I mean, what is all this extra paper? I mean, this is unusual for you.
My bad.
Normally you run a really tight ship. What's going on here?
Just like that incomplete pass, I'm going to try to tighten things up here for this next play. 12 yards there and a first down. And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Watch the
From the gun, Winston. On the right side, open is Gesicki. 18 big yards on that one, and a Miami first. Winston now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. From the red zone now, Winston. Caught by Wilson. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. Pass incomplete, but the flag in the backfield, and this might be a roughing call. They're down here in the 4th, and that personal foul penalty is not going to help.
No, in these types of situations, players will tell you that's extra intensity. From where we sit, it's actually frustration. Not a good play.
They'll run with Drake, and he is in. Touchdown, Miami. Kenyon Drake, his 14th touchdown now on the year. And the Dolphins are able to extend that advantage. And there you go, nothing really too complex. Block, keep to your assignments, let them run it in. They did it.
Fundamental football. Good blocking, beats good tackling on that play. End result, touchdown.
Extra point up and good by Sanders. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21-yard line.
At their own 21-yard line.
The Titans offense set to begin the drive. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut him, all right? So you've got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field on this drive.
Poor punter.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. But, hey, listen, there's got to be casualties at times. We're trying to win a game.
On 2nd and 10, Mariota. He'll get this one into the hands of Lewis. And he'll go down just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. Call it a gain of 3. And they're going to face a 3rd down. Mariota. And it falls incomplete after almost being intercepted. A pick there would have been great. The good news for the defense now, it's 4th down. Their already slim hopes are going to ride on this one. They'll go on 4th down. The Titans go. It's Mariota. And they will not be able to hook up there. It's incomplete. The Titans try it, but ultimately they fail on 4th down. And the Dolphins get the football in great field position. First down, Winston. And he hits Drake. It's a 9-yard pickup on the play, and it'll be 2nd and about a yard to go for the first. Looked like a pretty good, safe play right there. No, he's had trouble with the interceptions in this game there. Hits his guy out in the flat.
Yeah, so many times we hear quarterbacks and offensive coordinators talk about in your progressions, you're either throwing the touchdown or you're throwing the check down. But earlier in the game, it was touchdown or interception. Now he got to the check down, a nice safe throw, and a good one.
They hand off to their big tight end. And they're going to lose some on this play. Being knocked back to the 18. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming.
Ready, 125. 5 on the 50. 5 on the 50. 5 on the 50. Mike's 54. Mike's 54. Get that quarterback. And all 5-0, 5-0, 5-0. Check Mike
Winston from the gun on third down. Fighting through pressure. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Jarrell Casey in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. And no matter what the situation, the O-line just hates that because they feel like they didn't protect little brother back there, right?
Man, that's just so difficult for them because just think about every single play. When you decide to throw the football, you're dealing with some of the best athletes on the planet. You talk about guys, if they weren't playing football, they'd be starring in the NBA at power forward. It's really a difficult task.
This is fielded at the goal line. And his guys are going to start their drive right at the 20-yard line. Tennessee offense about set and ready to go. And last time, went for it on fourth, didn't get it. We'll see if they can pick themselves up off the mat and do better this go-around.
Sometimes I have this vision of coaches writing notes to themselves before a game. And sometimes that note says, be aggressive, stay aggressive. Maybe that's what we saw in the last possession.
Yeah, they were very aggressive. This time, will it result in points? We'll find out. They're throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20.
Check 13. Check 13. Blue dog corpus. Blue dog corpus.
Now a give, right side. Dobbins. It'll be a pickup of 5, and that leaves them with 5 more. 3rd and 5 now.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
Mike 52. 3. You're Mike 52. Mike 52. Record. No. Check that. We got Mike 52 right here. Mike 52. Rabbit.
Mariota from the gun on 3rd down. He'll get this one complete to Davis. Oh, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short.
It's 4th down.
Mariota to throw for it on 4th. He gets it to Brown, complete. But no reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th. Catch number 100 for his career right there, and it's good enough to keep the chains moving.
1st and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Mariota now to throw on 1st down. He's got Lewis, and he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. To throw Mariota. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. A gain of 5, good enough for the 1st down. So the Titans in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over.
3.
A 1st down throw for Mariota. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down. Mariota. Got a man. It's Brown. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
Man, I got you. 52's the mic, boy. 52.
On 3rd down, Mariota. It comes, and he lost the football. Mariota had it jarred loose. And this is picked up by the Dolphins. And that might just cement it. A return for a late touchdown. So the defense forces the fumble. They get the score, and a guy on defense becoming offensive there, Charles.
And you know they love that. Any guy on defense loves to pick up the ball and have it in his hands and try and score himself. In this case, that's exactly what happened.
He'll be singing in the shower postgame. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. The Titans offense set to begin the drive. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride.
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, "Who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time." But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them. The Titans going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with an even 20 seconds left to go.
Check 52.
Where are they, team?
On the read option, it's Mariota. And they'll get this just to the 47, 1-yard gain. One last shot now for Mariota. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Xavier Howard. And that will write a finish to this ball game. So a victory here for the Miami Dolphins. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second-half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the second quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was, it all came together in the second half, and no points were allowed. That's a great way to close them out.
So for Miami, the perfect season remains intact as they move to 11-0 on the year. And